Hey everyone. There's something that's been on my mind and I just wanted to pop in here and talk about it. I am in my day job a licensed clinical mental health counselor. And I've been doing this work for a very long time. I've been independently licensed for almost 4 years now. And before that I was on the roster, but I graduated with my master's almost 10 years ago. So I've been doing this work for a while. And in the past couple of weeks, I've taken some steps to become a clinical supervisor, and it's something I'm pursuing with the organization the group practice that I work under. And it is something that I have pushed away for quite some time. In my state, so in Vermont, you need to be licensed for at least 3 years before you can supervise people. And it's something that I have always felt wasn't for me. For the last year, in a couple of different roles, I've been approached if this was something that I wanted to take on, if this was something that would be maybe a next step in my career, and I have said no. And some of that I think was really imposter syndrome. I think that I heard a phrase this week that really changed my mind. And it was after I initiated some of the conversations with my director and the woman who supervised me. And it stuck with me. And so I just want to talk about it for a moment to see if it resonates with anyone else. So, you can see me right now. I'm clearly sitting in my vehicle. I've got a sweatshirt on. You can these are not even, I think this is yesterday's makeup, on my eyelashes, right? I am not the picture of professionalism in the sense that I don't dress in a suit. This is how my hair is 99% of the time. It's a sensory thing. It is what it is. And I've really been doubting my own worth. So like I said, they've been asking me for the better part of a year, do you want to supervise? Even before I was legally allowed to do that, they were planting the seeds of hey, this could be a really nice step. Hey, you're coming up on your 3 years. Do you want to take this on? Brittany, maybe you should think about this. What do you think? What do you think? We would love to have you do this. And I was very nope, not me. I am not the kind of person you want in charge of other people. Absolutely not. And something in me a couple weeks ago shifted, and I don't actually know what it was. But I reached out and I was like, hi, is this something we can talk about? I would like a lot of training, but I think I might want to try this. And I got almost an immediate response back of, yes, please. But, let's meet. And what kind of training do you feel like you need? My state, again, legally doesn't require any training, which is, I have thoughts about, but I don't technically need it. And so we scheduled a Zoom call, and she asked me that question over the Zoom. What are you worried about? What kind of training do you think you need? And I instantly burst into tears, and you can see even now it's making me emotional. Because that imposter syndrome is real, and it hits on every part of me of not being good enough, not feeling smart enough, not feeling professional enough, And when I said that, she kind of giggled and said to me, I don't know that this idea of professionalism that you have in your head is how I would describe any one of the supervisors and directors and whatever here, right? And it's not that they're not professional, it's just not this like Wall Street version of professionalism that for whatever reason is in my head and is not really like what most therapists are, or like those very Freudian, like, you're in a suit and you're lying on a couch and how does that make you feel, right? Like, that is not me. And that is not my colleagues, right? We're like queer and neurodivergent and like really real down to earth people. And the other thing, that I've mentioned this in regards to mediumship, and I've mentioned this in regards to therapy, is so much of it is hard for me to understand that I have a skill, because this is just the way that I go about the world, right? And so how do I teach someone, guide someone in their own practice when sometimes I don't even recognize that I'm doing anything? I'm just showing up and being really present. And so we talked, and I have a former supervisor from a different role years ago who was not great. And the director, the woman that I work under now, and I work for her group practice, and she's amazing, and I've known her for like 10 years, and I can't say enough good things about her. I said to her, I finally came to a realization that if he was allowed to supervise me, like, I'm not gonna be as bad as that. And so I need to go into this world having the confidence of a mediocre white man. And that's really true, right? And I think about that in our current administration, and I think about that in a lot of things in our world, right? And so I did give a little pushback and say I would like some sort of training, and we talked about the parameters and really what my role is, and I feel a lot better and I feel a lot more confident in myself doing it. But I was seeking my own reading, my own learning around being a clinical supervisor. And so we went to our camp last weekend in the Northeast Kingdom, and when I drive, I love to listen to podcasts. I am constantly listening to podcasts in the car. It's my favorite thing to do. And I found one on being a clinical supervisor and some trauma-informed ways to supervise people. And I really liked it. And she said this phrase that is like living rent-free in my head right now. What she said to me is that she was unconventional but competent. And I just had this like total mind blown light bulb moment, because that's what it is. I'm not unprofessional. I'm not this like, I don't know, stupid, like bumbling person that sometimes my insecurities tell me I am. I'm unconventional, right? I might show up to therapy nicer than this, but with my hair like this and my makeup half done, and like I might drop an F-bomb or two in a session, and there are times where my clients have me like rolling in laughter and crying because we are just like giggling and having fun, right? In therapy, and in coaching, right? And yet I am still competent. I am actually really fucking good at my job. And I really like what I do. And so that is something this week that has just, or in the last like week or so, that I've been thinking about, and going through these like ebbs and flows of emotion around, like, I want to be brave and put myself out there and ask if they would still consider me. And then very quickly and easily being received of like, yeah, we want you. And then asking for more training and having to explain why I felt I needed more training. And I still believe in that because I also believe in growth and learning, right? So I'm going to pursue that for myself. But then having this shift of like, I've had really bad supervisors and I know that I wouldn't do those things. And so even if I show up my messy, imperfect, unpolished, unfiltered self, I'm still competent. And that was like the phrase that I needed to go into this next chapter and start this next stuff, really believing in myself and knowing that that's okay. So to all of you out there who are debating whether you are enough for something and setting these really high, arbitrary, unreasonable goals for yourself, I'm gonna ask you, are you competent? Because that's the thing that matters the most, right? I know in my coaching and my therapy and my mediumship that I'm not for everyone. If someone wants the put together 3-piece suit, never drops an F-bomb and sits like a stone, quiet, stares at you blankly and asks you, how does that make you feel? Therapist, that's not me, right? Like, it's just not me. And that's okay. They can have that. But we're not going to do our best work together. If somebody wants the, like, probably kind of loud, like, a little bit messy, disorganized, but is going to show up and be super real with you, and we will go back and forth between really hard things and really funny moments, and I'm going to give you a podcast recommendation and a book recommendation, and we're probably going to laugh about, something terrible, and, we're going to drop an F-bomb or two, and we're going to, like, whatever, and I'm going to roll in, sometimes looking like a hot mess. That's the kind of people that I'm going to work well with. And we're going to click and we're going to vibe. And that's, in therapy, what matters the most, quite honestly. Do you vibe with the person? Because again, I am unconventional, but I am competent. And so as I move through this world, anytime I'm starting to doubt myself, I'm going to remind myself and give myself permission to be unconventional. Because the people that appreciate that want that, will find me. I know if I was looking for my own therapist, someone like me would be comforting, right? I don't want stuffy. I don't want boring. I don't want blank slate. Sorry. No, thank you. That's not for me. And that's okay. I'm not for everyone. That's okay. I'm still competent. Again, unconventional, but competent. And that, my friends, has made the biggest shift in my confidence this week, and I hope it's a phrase that maybe you can take with you as well. Have a great day.